Hi.
Hi.
It's weird when the music just takes like half an hour to stop. I think for like the last 3 scoops, I'm sat here going hi, and then there's still like a and then it just gives up. I'm like, all right, go on then. God damn.
I mean, it's a perfect intro. That's what professionals do, right? They have like the like a bed of music just fading out as people start to come in and introduce themselves. I mean, it's doing it for us.
I wonder if there's anything we can make it fade out on that one scene where we come from the intro and it just goes like.
No, you'll definitely have something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, if you are watching or listening to this, welcome in. We are Screaming. This is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, if we do say so ourselves, and we're here to bring you your daily dose of news from the world of video games and beyond and stuff. How you doing, mate? My name is Graham. This is Bib. We are Ice Cream Uploads, or just Ice Cream if you're on Twitch, and this is The Scoop. We're going to give you our thoughts and our impressions of the biggest, the best, the breaking stories in the world of video games, but we want your thoughts and your impressions on those stories. And then your thoughts and your impressions on our thoughts and our impressions. That's kind of how the whole show works. So if you are in the stream, please do feel free to get involved. We go live on Twitch each and every single, just Fridays. We used to do weekdays, but it's Fridays because, there you go. At 10 a.m.
Ish.
Goddamn. 10 a.m.-ish.
We've been like 50 minutes. Do you know what I mean? If you're not here for the pre-show, then what are you doing with your day apart from probably working?
Yeah, 50 minutes. It was not long after 10 had finished. So that's the most ish that the world had ever been. Anyway, if you are in the stream, though, please do feel free to get involved. And it's important that you do because we are live on Twitch where we go live each and every single Friday at 10 a.m.-ish. But the live stream is turned into a podcast, a video on YouTube and an audio podcast on iTunes and Spotify and Google Play and Amazon Music. That's a lot of places where on-demand listeners get to pause, rewind, and fast forward and stuff, but they don't get to get involved in the on-air conversations like you do right here on Twitch. So make sure if you are here, you please do get involved. Before we do get involved, though, a couple of things to mention. If you want to sub to the channel, you will save yourself the onslaught of advertisements that you get on Twitch, but you don't have to. You can watch for free. The ads will still pop up and we'll still have the conversations, and if you don't watch it, it'll be on demand that you can scroll back and all of that sort of stuff. But if you did sub, you get entered into the loot drop, which is a monthly giveaway that we do where one subscriber gets a prize every single month, usually around the first Monday of the month, but could be a bit later depending on stuff. Nice.
When is the next one?
A couple of weeks-ish.
It is the 7th of April.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 2 or 3 weeks-ish, closer to 3 weeks-ish, and we'll do the next loot drop. So anyone that subscribes now, between now and then, will get included in that. Next one, we've got a couple of codes. It could be something nice. So yeah.
Congrats, Beans.
Congrats, Beans. I haven't seen that one for a while. Nice.
Yeah, I haven't seen Beans for a while.
That's true, actually. I'll have to message him.
I have just one question for you.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Yes, mate.
Beans, the musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you...
Oh, you fucking cunt!
For anyone listening on demand, that's like I say, we are live on Twitch. You can influence the stream, as Neil has just done by dropping in, and Theodore has just done with the Beans shout out. How you doing, gentlemen? How you doing, Neil? Do you know what? I was chatting about emotes. A slight tangent. We do have... we're talking about subs, actually. If you sub to the channel, you get access to the ICU emotes. We was talking about Neil's emote the other day, and I was looking at, because I did the numbers, when I told people that, like, okay, rewind it a little bit more for context. We gave a few viewers short-term, like, bespoke emotes to say thank you for the support during, I think it was the subathon, or something like that. And they were supposed to be there for a month. We actually left them there for about 13 months and stuff like that. But when I did the number crunching looking at Neil's, because I wanted to let him know why some were removed and others weren't and so on, didn't realise that Tito's pickle emote has been used 4.6 thousand times on Twitch.
Fuck.
So, god damn. And yeah. So the most used, it's the most used emote outside of the oh hello, and I think the Stay Frosty might have been 1 and 2 or something. But yeah, that's tank cunt. Yeah, pretty much, mostly. But yeah, if you are in the stream, hi, welcome in. It is Friday the 14th of March, and we're going to go through some news stories, kicking things off with a conversation which will make the Xbox boss happy. We're talking about the first portable Xbox. We'll then jump on to talk about Bethesda's Oblivion Unreal Engine 5 remake. We'll then talk about Konami's Japan set Silent Hill F, which was featured in a transmission last night. Then we'll talk about Jackbox Games coming to smart TVs for free, and it's Friday, so we'll finish it up with an exclamation mark for free game Friday.
Yeah.
Nice. My one was 60 times. The thing is, though, like, I think that 4.6k of Tito's was elsewhere on Twitch rather than just, or it was either elsewhere on Twitch or in our channel. It splits them by 2. So Tito's will probably be more like, I don't know, 5 to 8k possibly used. But yeah, your 60 was in our channel and everywhere. That was like all in over from 2022 to 2025. Obviously, it wasn't active in all of that time. That was all the time it was active, but it wasn't necessarily active the whole thing, if you know what I mean. It was 13 months in that 3-year window. But yeah, 60 in and out kind of thing. There was a big difference. I think yours wasn't the least used, though. Bullies was by far the least used. I think that was single-digit use, the Bully one. We did it was supposed to be like the crossed pans, but obviously Bully's a Sparky. So we did it with like some electrical components, and it got used about 8 times. So, no brainer. If it's not being used, bye. Have a great time.
Tim, a Dovahkiin one probably should get nuked sometime soon as well, because I've not played Skyrim for ages, so I bet people barely even use it.
I mean, that is one that I do swap in and out, like depending on usage. Like, I don't know if it's there at the moment. Is it there at the moment? Yeah, it's there at the moment. So your Dovahkiin and my Pan one, because we use them more than anyone else using them. Like, I tend to use it when people mention pans or helmets or something in their streams, and I go, bing! But if we do a Valentine's Day emote or a Christmas emote or something, they're usually the two that I kind of sub out and then sub others in to give us the option for it. But yeah. Love Jackbox, but we'll never ever stream it after it got a lot of people banned from the foosball stuff we do. It got people banned? What? You'll have to tell me more information. While you type that information out, though, I'm going to jump over into our first bit of news. Make sure it pops up on stream. Nice! This is written by Andy Robertson over at VGC. The first portable Xbox could reportedly hit shelves this year. Asus built Project Kennen? Is that? I'm assuming it's right. Reportedly, Asus built Project Kennen reportedly aims to offer a universal library of Xbox and PC games. The first Xbox Portable could launch later this year as part of a Microsoft initiative to unify Windows and Xbox's gaming offerings. That's according to The Verge, which claims that Microsoft is working on a handheld with manufacturer Asus called Project Kennen, which aims to offer a universal library of Xbox and PC games. Sorry, I was coughing then, muting. Asus's... Oh my god, I can speak proper nicely good well. Try again. Asus's Xbox-branded handheld could debut later this year, it's claimed, but because any such launch is reliant on Microsoft's platform work, timelines could change. The platform work is reportedly codenamed Project Bayside and aims to deliver, quote, a common Xbox UI across multiple devices to help combine Windows and Xbox. The alleged plans follow comments from Microsoft's VP of Next Generation, let me get rid of that, Jason Ronald, who said earlier this year that any future handheld device would combine, quote, the best of Xbox and Windows. I would say it's bringing the best of Xbox and Windows together because we've spent the last 20 years building a world-class operating system, but it's really locked to the console, said Ronald. What we're doing is we're really focused on how we do bring these experiences together for both players and developers to the broader Windows ecosystem. Ronald told The Verge that the goal of any potential Xbox handheld would be to create an experience that puts Xbox at the center of its focus, not the Windows desktop that you have today. I'm going to stop there because they're kind of just saying the same things over and over again now. But Xbox and its first portable console could reportedly hit the shelves later this year. Asus built Project Kennen is the rumor. What are your thoughts, Mr. Bibb?
I think it's about time. I feel like Sony has, you can't even say dominated the handheld market because the PSP was such a long time ago. And then ultimately, I don't know why it failed. In fact, I do know why it failed because it didn't have first-party support. It didn't have enough third-party support for the PS Vita. Fantastic console, by the way. I actually still use mine now, mainly to play PSP games, but still. The PS Vita was a fantastic piece of kit, the Portal has now got a new lease of life in that you can actually stream games from a catalog rather than just directly from your console, which was probably one of the worst mistakes that they could have had out of the box when that console first launched. But since then, we've obviously had things like the Steam Deck, we've had the Asus ROG, we've had the Ally. These handhelds have changed the way that we actually consume video games on the go. So it needs to be probably, I'm not going to say revolutionary because there's only so much you can do with a handheld console, but with the likes of the Switch 2 meant to be landing at some point within the next year, it's got to be it's going to be an uphill fight for them because let's be honest, Nintendo dominates the handheld gaming space. So is it going to be enough to be able to keep? I mean, Xbox at this moment in time haven't had a first party hit for the longest time, whereas every single time that Nintendo brings one out, it is unbelievable. Like, it's market leading. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what it looks like. I'm excited to get my hands on it. I'm excited to play some games on something like that. I think having a library of games, having a Game Pass portable machine is mint. Love the idea of that. Hate the fact that they've used someone in the picture on this article on a tablet. That looks horrendous.
Yeah.
There is no way that I would ever contemplate playing games on a tablet. Mobile phone, a little more ergonomic, but fucking hell, there's no way. Like, tablets are made for playing Football Manager and watching certain things like the PGA.
Like, you can play mobile games on a tablet. That's because those games have been designed to be played with that touch interface. But if someone says, do you want your console or PC experiences through a touchscreen device? No. Like,
I'm trying to play capture PUBG mobile stuff on that, and you're like,
but like,
you can't fucking move. You think your thumbs physically can't go to the center of the screen? What's the point?
Talking to someone like Bibby who's used to playing games like a Skyrim or something like that, talking to him about Kingdom Come Deliverance on a console. So that's a PC game squashed into a console, which consoles are a very accessible system, but still you are restricted compared to what you can do on PC. And then putting that all into a piece of glass that you can touch with only your thumb because your four fingers are behind the back of the tablet. No. So, yeah, like, just my thoughts. Asus being involved is interesting because, I mean, I'm going to call it Asus. Whether it's Asus, ASUS, whatever you call it, it's Asus to me. So Asus getting involved to help build what is effectively a direct competitor to the Asus ROG Ally is interesting. So they're building a competitor to their own Ally. What a weird sentence that is, but it makes sense. Asus makes some good shit. And I'm saying this as a person that's got 3 Asus screens in front of him, so makes sense. The ROG is a supremely powerful piece of handheld kit, so it makes kind of sense for them to do that. The thing for me is you were almost definitely going to get rid of one of the handhelds in terms of the Asus ROG or the Xbox Asus built machine. There's not really the space for both of them in the market, so you're getting rid of one of those. But you've got other things like the Lenovo Legion Go, which admittedly no one really talks about. Apparently it's a really good device, but I don't know a single person that has one. But Lenovo are making their next handheld device and have opted in to, rather than pushing their own OS, they've decided to go and use Steam OS because that is the most advanced portable gaming OS out there right now. Steam use that on the Steam Deck. So you've got other devices going, well, the Steam OS works the best, and Steam OS works very well with existing stores like Steam, but also GOG and Epic and other things like that can all be easily loaded in. Let's just use their OS and we'll make the hardware. So at this point, you're getting rid of, let's say the ROG Ally goes. It might not. I don't know. I'm just like trying to think future hyperbole sort of thinking. But let's say the ROG Ally goes and Asus gets in bed with Microsoft, pushing their own software when everyone else is already using Steam OS. That doesn't give me a good vibe for what the Xbox console should be. And then, jumping further down the article, we want to unify the OS across Xbox devices. We don't want you to feel like you're using a Windows PC. We want you to feel like you're using an Xbox. But then, how do you unify the devices? If it doesn't feel like I'm using a Windows system in a unified system, how does that work? Then my point off the back of that is the last time they tried to do this was, what did they call it? Metro. Is that what it was called? The Metro OS that Windows had at the end of like the Xbox 360 era that went across tablets and smartphones when Windows were doing smart.
Oh yeah, that sucked ass.
Horrific. Like, like that is the shit where people just started uninstalling Windows as OSs on PCs and stuff and reinstalling earlier versions or getting mods and shit around it. Metro OS was their first attempt at a unified OS across mobile, tablet, and PC, and it was horrific. So, not the greatest
HTC phone that was integrated with Windows, but I can't remember what it was called. But it basically looked like the Xbox 360, and it just didn't work. It was shit.
Yeah. Nope. No, thank you, mate. No, thank you. So, but that was then. They've got 20 years of building better OSs. Like the Blades set up on the Xbox 360, people look back with a passion. Realistically, it was a horrific system for navigating through all of your OS. But they've learned from that. They've learned from the Metro system, and they've learned through everything that they've done over the years. Surely they now are in a situation where they've gone, we've made so many mistakes to get to a point of being good. We know what's going to work now. So it's like, where do you take from this? Like, are they putting themselves on a bad path because everyone else is looking at Steam OS as the portable OS for the future? Or have they learned so much, and this is Microsoft, that they have the power to brute force a new dawn through for mobile devices, or portable devices, should I say? I'm not sure.
It is interesting though, because a lot of people actually hated Windows 11. They refused to move to Windows 11. But I actually think it's probably one of the best OSs that Windows have had for a long, long time. It works. It doesn't seem to fall apart. The updates don't seem to break it. This is just my experience. So maybe they might be able to pull something like that together for this new system. Because it's just, let's be honest, when the console boots up, it's not going to look anything like a Windows device. It's going to have some form of UI in there where it just auto boots. You're not going to see any of the Windows stuff whatsoever. You'll be able to backdoor it somehow. But realistically, from the front, it's going to look like a completely different branded product. It's going to maybe look like the Xbox dashboard when it loads up. Or maybe something to mimic the PC's version of Xbox Game Pass. That's what it's going to look like. And as long as it's functional and isn't laggy and things like that, I think we're going to have a good time with it. I've got every faith that Microsoft will be able to pull something together. It's just, what is it going to consist of? And not from a UI standpoint, but from like a game standpoint. Is it just going to be a Game Pass machine that's got a 1 terabyte hard drive in it, or something that you can download games to and play offline? That's going to need some form of digital handshake at some point for you to be able to carry on playing it, or will it know automatically that your subscriptions run out? That's the things that I'm more interested in.
I kind of see it, and I could be wrong, I kind of see it being more akin to a Logitech G Cloud, which is a cloud-based device, but or a PS Portal, I suppose you could look at it that way, but with some storage in it, possibly expandable storage, because Asus obviously have a history of expandable storage. Microsoft have looked at expandable storage with their consoles and so on. But Xbox are very focused on their Azure-backed cloud gaming services. You can play Xbox from your TV. You can play Xbox from your Fire Stick. You can play Xbox from your phone. So I feel that they will definitely mega incorporate cloud, but I think that, like, where's your USP? If you're going to bring a cloud gaming device, then you've brought the PlayStation Portal 3 years later. So I feel there has to be some form of internal storage and or expansion there to allow people to load things to be able to play on the go. Because if not, they're just going to get...
The plane.
It'll be the Apple versus Android debate. Oh, great. Apple have just brought something that Android have been doing for 5 years. Wonderful. That great new feature. That's what the Xbox Portable will be. Oh, nice one. You've brought the PS Portal 3 years after PlayStation launched it and 2 years after PlayStation fixed it. So, yeah, great. Nice one. Great success, mate. So they need to do something. Everything is an Xbox, apparently. Yeah, exactly. But it needs to be an everything Xbox rather than just certain parts of an Xbox as well. Like everything is an Xbox if you have an internet connection. And if you don't have an internet connection, everything is a paperweight. That's what it is, really. If you can't play without a connection, you can't play at all. Same thing goes with the PS Portal. As we saw when PlayStation went down that weekend a month or two ago, all PS Portals were irrelevant, redundant, couldn't do anything with them. So Xbox needs, in my opinion, to counter that, or they are just late to the party with the same offering. Let me jump back up then. Hey, Crocodile, how you doing, mate? Xbox? It's an adult Switch, hopefully without the Steam Deck price plus Xbox. Now, I didn't mind the Steam Deck price, although I did get it cheap because I got it off of on Marketplace. Yoink, yoink, yoink. But my Steam Deck, fucking love it. Extremely good quality, extremely responsive, high quality piece of kit, like vibe. For me, yes, I'll take that. Thank you. I don't want an Xbox Portal because I can't see it doing what the Steam Deck does. Even I hated Metro. I used a mod to make the old desktop the primary interface. Same. I did that too. Windows 11 is hated because of TPM2 requirement. The rest is liked by most users. I don't know what TPM2 is, so I'm going to say a nice one. Yes, same. No, for me, Windows 11 isn't hated, but it's not installed on this PC because Windows 11 still doesn't work well with broadcast functions and software that is open source, like your OBSs and stuff like that. Most of the time, it probably does, but sometimes there is still a lot of things that are unpredictable. Trusted platform module. There you go. There's still a lot of things that are unpredictable. So for me, that's where it kind of kills it for me. I can't rely on Windows 11 to make everything that I know work, or work even. So I stay on Windows 10. When I'm using it on my laptop or my gaming PC, it's fine. It does all the stuff. The only thing I don't like about that is they've clearly gone, we've got some legacy old-ass menus here that people don't often use, so we'll just hide them in different menus, or we'll click a thing where you go, show me more or something like that. And that's fine until you do use those things regularly, and it's like, you've just fucking hidden, and I've got 2 extra clicks to be able to get to the thing that... So yeah, more often than not, with the work that we do, being in and around content and technology and so on, we often need those menus and stuff. So for me, that shit, I'm like, just stop hiding stuff. Like, let me fucking say, no, give me that old menu, legacy menu function here and blah, blah.
Blah, blah.
Yeah. My fucking PC isn't an Xbox, about as useful as a bit of Billy Bear ham. Well, it is if you don't set it on fire, mate. God damn. And I was going to take ownership of my son's Steam Deck, but he started using it again. Fucking dickhead. Nice. It's fucking great. Genuinely, really love it. Trusted platform. Basically, old hardware can't run it. There you go. I miss the ICU streams where Gray used to have a strip of dots running up his face from the old blinds. You guys have changed. I miss the old days. Oh my God, yeah. When we were doing the Master League streams in the mid-afternoon, because... my window faces out over Manchester there, and the sun effectively comes up and over the window like that. So we'd start the stream at about 1:ish. We'd work like in the morning sort of stuff, and then we'd fire up a Master League or something like that. Or some days I'd do PUBG or whatever it was. And I'd be sat here, and it was one of those blinds that has the dots going down each side of it. And when the sun got high enough up, you'd see the dots start coming across the room, and then they'd hit my face. So I'd have to sit like that or move sideways until the sun moved over a bit, and then I'd move the other way. Thanks, West. Memory unlocked. Nice. Too many monitors blocking the sunlight now. That's true. That would have fixed it. I've changed my blind as well, but yeah. Does he have enough viewers for those monitors? No. What were we talking about the other day? Someone that was on something. Maybe it was the it was Split Fiction. There's big old fuck off screens and stuff at the beginning of it, and the joke came up then. Has he got enough viewers for that? Don't think he has, mate. Fucking Metro. Remember the funeral Microsoft held for the iPhone when they released the Windows Phone? I don't remember that. maybe I'm just merging that in with every one of those like meme posts where I've seen FIFA creators do it for old FIFAs and PESas and stuff. So I don't. Old hardware can run it. It just Microsoft says no officially, but has a webpage telling you how to bypass it. You just don't get automatic updates. Yeah. Anyway. The first Xbox Portable could hit shelves later this year. Could be built by Asus, or whatever you want to call it. We don't know. We don't even know if it's going to come this year. I did actually see rumours last week saying it won't be coming until 2026. I saw rumours saying 2027 as well. But as we know, we will keep you posted. But for now, let's jump into story number 2. Support VGC! Just in case you didn't realise VGC would like you to support them. I do very much condone supporting VGC, by the way. These are just adverts, lads. They don't need to be that big. God damn. This is written by Andy Robinson at VGC. It says, Bethesda's Oblivion Unreal Engine 5 remake could be releasing sooner than you think. Xbox's long-expected Elder Scrolls update is reportedly set for reveal soon. I know this is not quite your jam, Bib, so if you can just try to look interested for the next couple of minutes, then that'd be appreciated. Tell me. Bibby plays Elder Scrolls on his smart fridge. Pass it on. Bethesda's long-expected Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake looks set for release sooner than expected. The Oblivion remake was mentioned... God damn it, Homer Simpson! The Oblivion remake was first mentioned by an alleged developer back in 2023 before being named in a leaked court document the same year. Now, according to noted insider Nate the Hate, the Oblivion remake is set to reveal in the coming weeks, a claim VGC has corroborated with our own sources. Nate claims the game will likely release before June, while sources have told VGC it could arrive as soon as next month. The Oblivion remake is understood to be developed by Virtuous. Established in 2004, Virtuous is one of the largest game makers in the world. It focuses on supporting the development of major AAA games and bringing existing titles to new platforms. The company has previously worked on franchises including Call of Duty, Tomb Raider, Dark Souls, Bioshock, Battlefield, Uncharted, and Horizon, and is currently supporting Konami's development of the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. The Oblivion remake is reportedly fully remade, in quotes, with Unreal Engine 5, with 6 reworked gameplay systems: stamina, sneaking, blocking, archery, rip Bibby, hit reaction, and HUD. It's not the systems that need reworking, it's Bibby's aim. Goddamn. Improvements to the game's blocking systems have reportedly been inspired by Souls-like games.
Friendly fire,
Not from you, though.
Strays all over, Gaff. Like my arrows, funnily enough.
Do you know what? We'll stop there. We'll stop there. I don't think we need to go into the details of the stamina systems and what other games Virtuous have worked on, but an Unreal Engine 5 remake of Oblivion could be coming sooner than you think. Tell us what you think, Mr. Bibb.
Yeah, this is... do you know what the most interesting thing about this is? It's not the fact that we're going to be getting a remake of Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It's the fact that there is 2 different versions of this game that's going to be coming out in the next year. I mean, this one might even come out in the next month, but one second. Just burp there.
Nice.
We've got this one that's going to be an official remake that's been licensed, obviously, by Bethesda, and that's being done by Virtuous. That's being done by them. But you also have the Sky Oblivion remake that's being done by... It's a fan team. I think it's... Are they just called Sky Oblivion? I'm not too sure. But there's that's also coming out too. That's basically the whole of Oblivion being done in the Skyrim engine. So it's going to be 2 completely different versions of the game. And I genuinely don't know which one I might enjoy more. I feel like the one that's going to be done, the Sky Oblivion one, definitely has my interest more because that's the control scheme that... and it has stuff in the game that I am very well versed in using. Whereas Oblivion, it's had a lot of different tweaks being done to it in this remake. I know I'm not making much sense, but to the people who have obviously played both of the games, they play completely differently. That whether or not that's the stamina mechanics, whether or not it's the health, whether or not it's the UI, everything's completely different in Oblivion than it was in Skyrim. So the Sky Oblivion one makes more sense because you're basically making everything that was in Oblivion be playable in the Skyrim engine. So all the mechanics that you'd expect from a Skyrim game. You're just going to have a Oblivion skin on it. Whereas this, it's been completely remade. So, either way, we're going to be getting a lot of Elder Scrolls stuff before Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, which the gap has been monumental. If it was, it's been 13 years or something like that now since Skyrim's come out. And no, it was just had the 10-year anniversary, so maybe it's 11 or 12 years. So we've got a lot of Elder Scrolls stuff, not to mention the ESO stuff, which I haven't been subscribed to for probably 18 months now. We've got a lot of Elder Scrolls content coming out, and that's what keeps me very happy, because as much as I love Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I'm not saying it is a Skyrim killer or a Skyrim competitor, it's not Skyrim. It's not an Elder Scrolls game. So things like the combat, you have to be good at it, and I am not good at it, and it's mildly frustrating. There is certain quirks of the game that I absolutely love, but there's a lot that I don't. That's just me genuinely being honest, and also not being good at the game. And I think that's been very evident with the amount of time that I've been streaming the game and talking about it. That's just a skill gap issue, because I'm trying to play it like it's Skyrim, and I know it's not. And I think that's what's catching me out. But ultimately, we're in an RPG world now where we have got Atomfall coming out in the very near future, the end of this month. We have Avowed that's out that I've still not played yet. We've got 2 different versions of Oblivion coming out, as well as ESO stuff as well. So we are eating good in the RPG world and the MMO world. And I'm very excited about what the next 18 months brings us.
I'm excited to see what happens when Bethesda release their UE5 remake of Oblivion alongside the Community Sky Oblivion stuff. And like
the Sky Oblivion guys must be fucking up in arms, mate, because that project has been going on for so long. And you could be the first to say you should have finished it sooner.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's such a difficult task to be able to make a game in an existing engine, porting over everything from a previous game that I think has quite a lot of different quirks that it isn't just instantly transferable over. Otherwise, it would have been done a lot sooner. But this news couldn't have been worse for them.
It could go so many ways, though. That's the reason why I'm interested in, like, in terms of the Sky Oblivion stuff could come out and just absolutely piss all over the UE5 remake. Like, Bethesda, like, makes some phenomenal games. But as we've said before, it's usually that they eventually get there. Like, some games like the Dooms and stuff like that are usually, like, they pop from the off. But the big, like, open worldy, like, MMORPG-ish sort of stuff, quite often they have to fix as they go. So they could very much launch with a game that's not perfect, but this Sky Oblivion stuff, because they've been in a state of flux, because they're not having to answer to shareholders and they don't have profit margins that they need to. People, they can let anyone jump on it and play it and do what they want at any point in time to help them with the better stuff. So with that in mind, it's very possible for Sky Oblivion to release in a better state than the actual finished product from Bethesda. I mean, obviously it's a remake, so that makes it easier. But as we've seen in the past with GTA, so not even small IPs, we've seen GTA come out with remakes that were shocking. So it's very possible to see a world where Sky Oblivion comes out and users are like, the Bethesda, why don't you just look at their notes and copy that for yourself? But then this is the bit why I find that interesting, is how does Bethesda react if that is the case? Do they go, okay, nice one, we like what you guys have done, we want to bring you in and work with you and community engagement, and this is great, we're all celebrating together? Or do they just go, cease and desist? What do you mean, Sky Oblivion? It doesn't exist out there. Because both are possible and both have happened in the world of video games in the last 12 months, sort of thing. So maybe not 12 months. You could probably, I imagine 12 months. That shit happens all the time. We've seen games come and go. Games like Fallout, mods like Fallout London being allowed to do its things and so on, whereas other games, usually Pokemon related stuff, come along and then just get squashed. Like,
well, so the beauty of this is that the Elder Scrolls game have got an insane amount of different mods and third-party games, shall we say. So you've got things like Nexus mods, and again, I'm probably talking into the void here because I don't know how many people in the chat or listen to this podcast have experience in modding any kind of Elder Scrolls game, or in fact any kind of Bethesda game at this point, because they're all the mods. Bethesda just accepts them across the board. But you've got things like Nexus mods and ESOUI, which ESOUI,
Old MacDonald had a farm. ESOUI.
which is for the MMO version of the game, so you can mod how UI looks and stuff. But Nexus mods, for instance, if you was to install the likes of Skyrim, you can choose what mods you want to put into the game. So you can literally build the game up from scratch yourself. So you have the base version and you install all these mods on top of it, and then it ends up being a completely different game. So if you wanted 4K textures for the forests or the water or different builds, or
boobs
for those for those guys out there that like to have all of their characters naked, for instance, you have the ability to be able to do so as well. So
he says all of those guys out there. I know the reason I said boobs, and who do you think told me there is boob moddage out there?
I'm telling you now, I will pull up my PC because I thought I can't have stuff like that installed if I think I'm going to stream it, because that will be one way to get us kicked off.
To be fair,
Twitch.
he did say that. But I'm the truth I'm going with is that I only know boob mods exist because of Bibi. I don't have to say that he told me that he wasn't going to install them or anything like that. But he did tell me that they exist. So I only know through Bibi. How do we know that he knows, huh?
Well, there we go. So yeah, I mean, the games aren't too disfamiliar with mods being built up from this, because you've got things like Enderall as well, which is a brand new game built in the Skyrim engine that's been built by somebody completely different. Like a team of people have made a storyline and a new game out of the Skyrim engine using stuff like this, and then it's for free on Steam. You don't have to pay for it. If you've got the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, I'm sure it's just the anniversary edition, not the 10-year one, then you can just install that game and it works first time. Like, it brings all the mods in with it. So it's something that's been done before, and that's what excites me a lot about this Sky Oblivion one. The one that's going to be coming out officially, that's going to be amazing. Unreal 5 is going to have all of the quirks that you'd probably come to imagine from an Oblivion one, but is it going to be like Skyrim? Because that's what everyone is now familiar with. Like, if you had someone whose first Elder Scrolls game was Skyrim that now has to go back and play Oblivion, they will fucking hate it because it just doesn't play anything like that.
It's that same thing
you'd expect.
Where you've spoken about like tank controls in a Resident Evil and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Going back and playing the old games, it's just not the same as what you're expecting. By the way, I just want to read out West's comment in the chat, and I'm going to read it in West's voice as well.
Okay.
Honestly, oh no, it's not high. Fuck, there we go. Honestly, Samantha, it came with the game. I didn't install it. There you go. I don't have the ability to get my voice high enough. I thought it was actually going to be more higher pitched than that. West, when we were playing him the other day, he kept joking about how he sounds like a schoolboy or a schoolgirl or something like that. So I thought I'm going to read that in a high pitched voice. So sadly, it wasn't as high pitched. Nope. Okay, never mind. Fuck it. We'll leave it.
Well, I'll just drop the Nexus mod stuff in there. So look at all the different games there that Nexus Mods has the ability to be able to mod. And that's some of the biggest games in the world. Like, games that will last forever because of mods like this.
Skyrim, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, Cyberpunk, Stardew Valley, Oblivion, Baldur's Gate, Fallout 3, Dragon Age, Starfield, Blade and Sorcery, Morrowind, Monster Hunter, The Witcher 3, Elden Ring. Yeah, there's 540 games on that list. So there's a couple. There's a couple in there.
So, like, these third-party developers that make stuff for these games, that's why I'm looking forward to Sky Oblivion more than the Unreal than the official Unreal Engine 5 version, because I know how much love and attention has going to be put into this community one. It's just a shame it's taken so long, because I feel like this official one's probably, because it's going to be so mainstream, it's probably going to take the attention away from the Sky Oblivion stuff. But that's just the way the world at the moment. I think both of them will be equally accepted across the board.
Tito says, Asterisk, Munter Hunter. Yep, that was a game that was discussed on this channel. Unfortunate verbal typos, and we move. Nice. Okay, we'll move on to the next story. This is a good point for those of you that weren't in for the pre-show. If you listen to the podcast on demand, we for the next week will be giving away a copy of PGA 2K25 for the PlayStation 5 only and EU only. So if you've got a PS5 and you're in Europe and you want to bag yourself a copy of PGA 2K25, then we have a giveaway running that only started a couple of hours ago. To make it a little bit different, we do have people like Yoda and co when we've done Twitter giveaways that have said, I don't have a Twitter, so I can't get involved. We've done this one through Gleam, which means that you can enter on Twitter, on Facebooks and the whatevers. I haven't actually seen what mechanisms we've got, but the beauty of Gleam is that we can open it up to everyone effectively. So yeah, make sure if you want to get involved, you want to bag yourself a game, you can do it through Gleam, and you can get involved across multi-platforms and stuff that way as well. So do it now. Do it good. Get involved just like you should. Screw Twitter and X. Something sex. Nice. As long as you have a PlayStation. Yeah, everyone. I mean, if you don't have a PlayStation, you don't really class as a person, right? I mean, that's universally agreed. Nice. I'm glad we agree on that one. Okay, next story. Let's jump over to this one at Eurogamer, where they have been taken over by War Thunder. Look at this, tanks everywhere, yeah! But that's not the news. We're talking about Konami's Japan set Silent Hill F resurfaces with eerie new trailer and fresh details. This is written by Matt Wales, and the tagline says, "Beauty in terror." So it's been a good long while since Silent Hill F was unveiled as part of Konami's 4-game series revival back in 2022. But now that Bloober Team's superb Silent Hill 2 remake is behind us, the publisher is turning its attention to its curious Japan set follow-up. And thanks to its latest Silent Hill transmission stream, we've got an eerie new trailer and a few more hints at what's in store. Back during its initial 2022 announcement, Konami revealed Silent Hill F is being developed by Neobards Entertainment, which has previously served as a support studio for Capcom's Resident Evil games, with creature and character designed by Kira and a script written by When They Cry writer. And I don't know how to pronounce this. I watched in the transmission trying to figure it out, but I couldn't. So I'm going to say Ryukishi or Ryukishi or 7. I don't know. We'll just say that. And courtesy of its latest update, we know a little more. Silent Hill F is, for instance, set in the 1960s. Its events unfolding in the rural town of Ebisugeoka, I don't know if that's pronounced, apologies, based on Kanayama Giro in the Gifu prefecture. Here we meet our protagonist Shimizu Hinako, an ordinary teenager who suddenly finds her home shrouded in fog and changed in horrific ways. As Silent Hill F plays out, she'll explore a town she no longer recognizes, solving puzzles, fighting strange enemies, and eventually having to make a beautiful yet terrifying decision that lies at the heart of the game. I'll hit play on this bit, but I'll keep it muted. The idea of beauty and terror is a theme Konami repeatedly returned to throughout its latest transmission episode, explaining that while Silent Hill F retains the elements of psychological horror longtime fans will associate with the series, its setting allows it to deal with some more classically Japanese...
TV for my sub gift.
I'll come back to that in a second. Its setting allows it to deal with some more classically Japanese ideas, such as the notion that when something becomes too beautiful and perfect, it instead becomes deeply unsettling. Crabber, thank you for the gifted telemetry. I appreciate you, mate. Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. If anyone doesn't know Crabber, go check him out. CRABBBB. It's used in Go XLR, and it's sexy as fuck because he got a one-on-one ICU tech development session earlier this week, because that's what we do. Okay, I'm gonna quickly skip over this. So it mentions the fact that Silent Hill F isn't set in Silent Hill. It's almost like the Asgard is a people, not a place. That's the thing. So it keeps the psychological horror and the themes and the tones, but it's moved to a village. Oh, here we go. B. It's a tune, that, by the way. So the transmission, you get to speak to the composers, you got to speak to the story writers in Ryu Kishi, and we got to see a lot about how the game works and how they've managed to take a town in Middle America and put that in Japan with a completely different character series, different aspects, and how they've tried to keep it same, but different, but still same. So yes, there you go. I'm going to jump back over here. Whoop. Hi, Mr. Bibb. Did you watch this?
Do you know what, Graham? I actually tried twice, and both times, I don't know if it was something that was probably echoed in the intermission, which I haven't watched yet. It doesn't have subtitles, and it was throwing my head off because obviously I don't understand Japanese. I was just listening to people talk Japanese, and I'm like, this isn't setting the scene for me.
It does have subtitles, but they're baked into the video. So if you turn the subtitles off, because it has subtitles in every language other than English on YouTube, but if you turn them off, the English ones are baked into the actual video. So
I see. I watched them both on Twitter.
You silly sausage. You silly.
Yeah. So okay. Well, I watched the YouTube one then because I watched like 3 or 4 different videos on Twitter, and there was no subtitles, and I'm like, this isn't doing much for me because I can't understand what that's being said. But yes, I will watch it on YouTube then.
It looks good to me. Obviously, we're not going to say too much on this, and we do work with Konami, and we do cover Silent Hill titles, so naturally take everything we say now with a pinch of salt. We won't say anything that we aren't allowed to talk about, naturally, which is good because we don't know anything about it in that sense, so we can be quite open with what we do know, which is quite easy. But for the full transparency, we do work with Konami, so this, you can take it as a massive ad / spawn / shill / whatever if you want, but we haven't been paid and we don't know anything about the game. So from my perspective, it looked really cool. The thing that I like about Silent Hill F is it gives you that fresh beginning. So Silent Hill is a title that has multiple video games and multiple films, plus remakes and so on, and are spoken about with such proud passion and emotive attachments to them that it's difficult to bring out a new game in 2025, years after the last like non-remake game, and get people to jump in afresh. So taking that from the actual location, keeping the vibe and the psychological meaning of Silent Hill without the physical meaning of the place, allows them to start the story completely fresh. I did like the fact that they said that we're setting it in Japan, which means we can lean back into the Japanese culture and terror and horror of that, whilst giving people a fresh new understanding. But then also throwing in Easter eggs and stuff, so people that have played the previous games will see things go, oh, whoop, I know that, I get that. So yeah, big fan. I'm looking to see more on this, both professionally and personally. I'm looking to see more. Like, if anyone played Silent Hill the short message, nice, which came out free on PSN at least last year. That was
I've played it. Embarrassing.
It was good. It was really good. It was only about, I would say, 40 minutes or something. Oh no, it was a couple of hours, I think, actually. It was between 40 minutes and 2 hours. It definitely wasn't 4 hours. It was like maybe 2 hours. It probably would have been 4 hours if I didn't kind of like look for a solution to help me get through the last puzzle, but there you go. Loving this. The one thing that I want to see, and I can say this openly because I don't know how it works, is Silent Hill was, oh, beautiful town, and then the fog sets in and you're in the other world, and everything's rusty and dark and grungy and grimy and so on. This game is set in the 60s in a completely different looking village, and they basically said that they are approaching that differently. They want it to be the same but different at the same time. And that's why I'm saying same but different but still same. I want to see how that works, because looking at the pictures, there's leaves and moss and plants and all that sort of stuff. I assume that's going to be part of it. I don't actually know, but I want to see how they do that. But one thing I know is some of the films that I have found the scariest ever have been Japanese in origin. So yeah, like getting away from that westernized culture is a big change of vibe, but in a good way for me, in terms of like we saw shitloads of scary films before, like we saw the American remake of The Ring before you then people going, actually watch the Japanese one because it's fucking terrifying. You think, fuck, it is, goddamn. And then we got The Grudge and things like that started leading back into the original inspirations. Like, that's kind of what Silent Hill looks like it is doing here for me, leaning back into the origins of where that terror comes from, and that can't only be a good thing, but could potentially be a really good thing. So, nice.
You got things like The Ring and The Grudge and stuff like that scared the ever-loving shit out of me growing up. So, chuck a Japanese kid in there and it's probably going to terrify. Don't clip that.
Just easy, bib. Like, honestly.
That is an easy clip. That's a freebie right there.
We need Wobbles as exclamation mark legal in the chat.
But yeah, like the old school Japanese horror films. I haven't watched one in a long time actually that has genuinely like terrified me film wise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, video games can do some stuff that films can't. Like, I'm sure there was like an unwritten rule a long time ago saying that you can't harm kids in films and stuff. And then like Breaking Bad came out and they ended up shooting the kid off the bike, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that never usually happens. It kind of takes you by surprise. But yeah, stuff like that. It's the stuff that you wouldn't expect to usually happen is the stuff that usually catches me off guard. So yeah.
Let's catch up. There's a new Silent Hill. They really need to find a solution to people walking in there. It's a different place, mate. It's a different place. Doesn't count. We've just got back up to Letcher. How you doing, mate? Oh, I like the fact that Letcher's used the Loot Hoover emote, because nobody ever uses that one, and I fucking love that emote. The Loot Hoover one that has like Henry the Hoover moving backwards and forwards and with the word loot above. Beautiful, beautiful. Nobody ever uses it. Honestly. Maybe that's because people that I play with don't generally hoover loot. We're all quite good looters and courteous. Maybe we're too... No, bloody hell, after you, sir. Yeah, does anybody want this crate? There's a level 3 gun in there. Toodle pip. Tally-ho. So, yeah, maybe not. Maybe, yeah. Silent Hill in Japan. Woke nonsense. Brexit. Nope, Ice Cream said it. I'm taking it to the bank. Oh, I missed one. What have I missed? Good day. Hope you're well. Living the dream, Lecture. Okay, I'm moving on. Justice for Japan. Baby did a booby! Exclamation mark legal. Yeah, I'll start using it more because I feel like that's me. Yeah, you definitely overloot, Tito. The fact that none of us can find meds because you've got them all. Yeah, damn. West's clipped it. Oh no, and Bibby's gone. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, so that is it. Silent Hill F was announced last night in the Silent Hill transmission on the Silent Hill YouTubes and social medias. You can go watch it. There is a 40-odd minute run through where you get to speak, you get to see information from the development team, audio, and the writing side of things. I think it's not actually 40 minutes. I think there's like 10 to 15 minutes worth of countdown, so it's more like 35 minutes-ish. But if you're interested in Silent Hill, definitely worth watch. If you're not interested in Silent Hill, but you're interested in Jackbox, then this is for you. Jackbox Games coming to smart TVs for free. Will they survive the internet? ? Written by Ed Nightingale. You'll soon be able to play a selection of Jackbox games on your smart TV for free. The games will be streamed via the cloud, starting with a small collection of ad-supported games for free. Then down the line, the entire catalogue of games will be available for a subscription fee. While there's no release date yet for the service, Jackbox Games is hoping to bring a beta version to 1 or 2 smart TV platforms in spring this year. More platforms and features will then follow. It has always been our goal to bring these games to as many people as possible and make them as easy to play as we can, reads a notice on the Jackbox website. That is why we are announcing a new Jackbox app that will allow you to play Jackbox games on your smart TV and other platforms. End quote. If you're yet to play them, Jackbox Games are a collection of party games available on Steam that players can join on their mobile device. Games include the likes of joke writing game Quiplash, t-shirt design game TKO, and the meme creation game Survive the Internet, among many others. The robot rap battle game Madverse City is a personal favourite. Last year, Jackbox added a mega picker to combine all its various game packs into a single selection, making it easier to switch between games. It also released a naughty pack of more mature games, though considering most players like to like to make the basic games rude. It's unclear how popular these have been or how well I can speak. Goddamn. It's unknown if these mature games will be included on TVs to awkwardly play with your family. End article. Mr. Boob.
Yes.
You've played Jackbox Games, right?
Yes.
I have not. You've told me many times that I should. Tell me more.
I mean, these were the games that everyone was streaming during COVID, right? Over Discord or whatever. Like, I love the Jackbox Party games. They are amazing. I haven't played them all. There's a lot of different series that I haven't played. I think I've got 4 or 5 of them, and I think there's maybe 9 now. But what I'd love to know is, obviously, you'd be able to play it on the TV in the front room. I wonder if it's going to be internet connected. So, like, usually on a Jackbox game, in the top left-hand corner, before you go into the game, it'll show you like a room code. And then you could text that to your friends, and then they could join in on their TV, maybe. Because that would be amazing. Rather than just like 2 or 3 years playing in the front room, you could play with 4 or 5 people elsewhere. That would be cool, because that's what we did on Discord. Like, we just loaded it up, and then people could play it on their phones or whatever as well. So, yeah, I mean, the fact that it's coming for free and you've got ads baked into it, it is what it is. There might be an option for you to be able to pay to get rid of them. But, like, for instance, on Netflix, I'm subscribed to the ones with TV ads, and I swear to God, the ads, like, they very rarely come up. Very rarely. Maybe once an episode for about 15 seconds, and it doesn't really break the immersion, because I'm usually watching Raw or something like that. Just go into the kitchen, grab something, and come back in again. But yeah, it might not be that intrusive. Who knows? It could be like YouTube ads where they pop up every fucking minute or so. But yeah, this is great for people who've never played it before, that have friends and family around frequently. Just another way for you to be able to play games together.
The thing for me is, why does it need a subscription? As someone that doesn't play or hasn't played Jackbox Games, is that how you've got them on PC? Are you a subscriber, or did you pay for the games outright?
I paid for the game.
So,
yeah, so I don't have to pay for anything.
So can you not just do that on your smart TV? Do you have to spend £2 a month every month for the next whatever months, so that as long as you keep it? Or can you just go, no, fuck it, I want to spend 15 quid right now and own this shit? Because I don't like games transitioning into a subscription model to maximize their revenue when it doesn't need to be there. Just allow me to go and spend 15 quid, and that way I've got it. And like, if it's a party game, if they're going for you can stick it on your big screen TV, and you can get 4 people. If you're having a bunch of drinks and whatever, and you got your mates over, get everyone to get their smartphones out, or at Christmas when you're at the family together or whatever, smartphones out, all sit around the big screen TV, enter your code, scan the QR, however they do it, and all play that way. Fair enough. I want to do that, but I want to know that I've got that. I don't want to have to go, oh, fuck, is my subscription expired? Did I cancel my... Just, you all sit around, grab another fucking pig in the blanket while I go and re-up my Jackbox Games sub at Christmas and leave it until April and then cancel it again because I forgot. Like, just flat payments, motherfucker.
Yeah. Do you know what I hate more? Things that you end up having to pay for and then having a subscription on top of it. That is something I cannot believe we've allowed that to happen. So usually some sort of PC product software, just throwing it out there, things like the Adobe Suite and stuff like that. You paid for the product itself, costs an absolute fortune, and then you have to pay either yearly or monthly to use all the features on it. Fucking hate that. That needs to be abolished. Like, bring back stuff that you end up paying for. I sound like old man shakes his fist
100%,
at the sky.
100%.
Like, it's ridiculous.
We saw it with BMW going, we're going to make it so that, I don't know, we'll just use heated seats. So every car, like, that has heated seats in them will come with the, it's got heated seats installed, but if you want to use the heated seats, you need to pay for the heated seats subscription every month. And it's like, they are literally physically built into the car using my batteries and so on to run it, that I pay for when I'm fucking either adding fuel to the car or charging it with the electric shit, whatever. Why are you locking off things that physically exist behind a paywall? What the fuck? So, I instantly get that sort of anger towards this. It could be justified without seeing the final product, I don't know, but I don't like the idea of standalone one-off priced games that you can buy as a bundle. And I know that you could do that because they've been in humble bundles like every other 5 minutes kind of thing. Oh, they get the Jackbox bundle here and there and everywhere or something like that. Like, okay, I might do that. I'm more likely to do that than to pay for some form of subscription. And it feels like Tito's said there. I'm guessing there's a cost involved connecting smart devices as buzzers, etc. I mean, possibly, but is that not just the same as getting other people to connect in through other PCs? It's just a network connection. But like that stuff is relatively low cost generally, and quite widely. Not always, but quite widely. That stuff is like extremely low. So having the cost of running and maintaining the system, Shaq. Thank you for the raid, mates. We're just talking about Jackbox Games, playing them on your TV. Like having some form of subscription like that, it could be to cover costs. I feel like it's more likely they've put it in because if it's casual family games on the TV, people are more likely to just go, fuck it, yeah, go on then, we don't really know games, and they're trying to normalize it. That's my instant read is these aren't gamers where they can get away with it. Where they can't get away with it. They feel like this might be a market where they can get away with it. So that's why they go. I don't know. That's me as an untrusting getaway brand sort of gamer looking at it. Is Jackbox Games coming to the PC? Wonderful. Jackbox Games coming to a PC, but you don't buy it. You subscribe to it for as long as you need to. Why? Just let me buy it. Like even fucking mobile games that everyone will criticize will always have a get rid of the ads for $3.99. Okay, well, let me just do that bit then. Let me get rid of the ads and the subscription stuff. I own it now. It's mine. Oh, well, the license of it, not the actual game, but yes. Shaq, how you doing, mate? How are the games? I will say the purchase cost has always been very low. Don't think the sub price will be high. Yeah, it's just I just don't want the sub. Like, I'll pay the low purchase cost that's higher than the sub instead, just so I own it, and there's that peace of mind. I don't necessarily agree with empty subs for the sake of subbing. Get your t-shirt subscription. Get your Razorblade sent to you monthly with the Razorblade subscription. And no, just let me buy some Razorblades, mate. Fuck, goddamn. Elon and his swastikas was the first to do it with cars. Yeah, bin. Games were good, mate. Just doing a bit of work now. I don't believe it. If anyone's watching this stream, Sharky's coming. He doesn't do work. He doesn't. He pretends he does. He plays his games at work. That's about as close to work as he gets. Like, physically. But actual work, not sure. Debatable. I'm still yet to see proof. That's all I'm saying. Shark working? Says Neil. Exactly. It's common theme. Okay, final, not even a story, but bit that we're going to cover, which we cover every single week, !FF in the chat for Free Game Friday. Every week. Nice. Friday. Free Game Friday. We cover what you get free every week on the Epic Games Store and extras if there are honourable mentions. But this week on the Epic Games Store, you can get Mortal Shell from March the 13th to March the 20th. So that'll end about 4 p.m. next. Says what you're laughing at. That was exceptional. Ad-libbing. Go with it. Cold Symmetry's action RPG isn't shy about its inspirations, and Mortal Shell is aggressively Souls-like in every sense of the term. And while genre may feel overtrodden by a slew of games eager to tap into Dark Souls' appeal, this week's epic freebie stands out in the sea of other FromSoft-like adventures. In our Mortal Shell review from Rick, he went so far to call it as one of the best Dark Souls-inspired RPGs he'd played. Quote,
confirmed.
Both its world and story are entertaining to investigate, with glimpses of brilliance hidden amidst its gloomy environments and obscure characters. Ultimately, Mortal Shell is not a Souls game, but it's the best not Souls game I've played so far. End quote. Have you played this before?
I have, yes. Again, as with every other game that I've ever seemed to play over the last, 25 years, never finished it. Enjoyed my time with it though. It does seem a lot slower, if I can remember rightly. It does seem a lot slower than the Dark Souls games, but great game.
I mean, that's easy for you to say, and it's easy for this guy in the picture to say because he's got no skin in the game. Because he's a guy that's like muscles and bones and no skin. Sorry, podcast listeners. It wasn't worth the explanation for the people that could see it, let alone the ones that couldn't. Anyway, Mortal Shell free until March the 20th, where it is then replaced next Thursday by Jurassic World Evolution 2, which is free in the Epic Games Store then. Nice. Also worth mentioning, by the way, there is a bunch of stuff free on Twitch right now. If you're a Twitch Prime Gaming sub, Prime Gaming has a bunch of stuff. Mafia, Crime Boss Rocky City, and something else went live yesterday that I got a notification, so I just went in and added it to my GOG account. If you're a PC gamer and you don't have an account on all of the stores, even if you don't have the launchers installed, definitely recommend, as always, we've mentioned this a million times before, but get Epic Games installed for the weekly freebies. GOG has stuff all the time through Prime Gaming, and naturally your Steam as well. There's another one that's like Legacy Games or something, which is more of your like 2D-ish sort of retro stuff. I don't have that installed. I usually don't tend to bother with those, but make sure you grab it. If you're interested in a full slew of all the genres, get all the launchers. That way you can build up your library. Should you ever sit there and go, I want to play something different, you can then look and realize, I did it the other day, realized I've got like 270 odd games on the Epic Games Store. I think I've paid for like one. So nice. So yeah, that's it. Free Game Friday and the story's done. Let me give you a little bit of a recap. So we just give you a free Game Friday recap, but before that we spoke about Xbox's first portable could potentially hit shelves this year. We spoke about Bethesda's Oblivion Unreal Engine 5 remake. That could also be releasing soon, like in the next possible month soon. And we took a look at Silent Hill F from Konami from the Silent Hill transmission last night, and Jackbox Games could be coming to smart TVs near you. Nice. Stream is done. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the podcast. I appreciate that very, very much. We are going to finish up now, though. We'll drop a raid on one of our friends, as we usually do, so stick around for that. A reminder, Bibby is back tonight. For those on the audio podcasts, Bibby is wearing a polo shirt. He does have a PGA. And a little...
Don't forget the sleeveless gilet. Mate, every day is Sunday. Do you know what I mean? That's what the Players' Championship has now started yesterday. Fantastic. What time is it now? Oh, we started an hour ago. So that's a little bit of light entertainment this afternoon before the stream tonight.
So sat there in a polo shirt, a sleeveless gilet, a PGA 2K25 hat. Tiger Duds over there is ready and waiting for his stream tonight. So if you're not doing anything this evening, what time? About 7:30ish, 8:30ish, somewhere there.
Yeah, in between that. So usually it's around 8 o'clock. We've got a lot to go through tonight. Ranked multiplayer 2v2, myself and Dunk. We've got some society stuff with the Barstool sports category, and then we might even go for our PGA cards with the TGC tours. Who knows?
Ooh, nice.
Got a lot to go through.
Nice. And then tomorrow I will be back. I'm not sure. I don't know whether we'll do a bit of PUBG or whether we'll just do Split Fiction or whether we do some Sunderland Till I Die. The last two, Sunderland Till I Die, PES 2021 PC mod or Split Fiction, are what I'm leaning towards. PUBG is naturally what I usually play. It's just a bit pants at the moment. So trying to not be negative about... I might do a bit of both. I might start off with PUBG and then jump over to something else. We'll see. The short form Sunderland Till I Die is doing really, really well because people really want PES 2021 content. So I was talking about that on Wednesday the other day. Like,
it's unbelievable.
Like, you look at the viewers. We get more viewers on Twitch when we play PUBG, obviously. When we do a podcast, it's usually like our least amount of viewers when we're doing a podcast recording, which is understandable. Not everybody wants it. Most people are on Twitch to watch gameplay rather than listen to people talk. Without any form of gameplay. So we understand that that's low. We do that for us. We take that. We understand. But when I play PUBG, that's usually my highest views. But then when I play other stuff, it drops off. So I know that if I'm going to play some Sunderland Till I Die, people quite often aren't interested in a 4-year-old football game. That's fine. I'm not doing it for them then. I'm doing it for me and the ones that are interested. But however, you take that as a clip and put that on TikTok, and that will get as many as 15 other PUBG posts put together. It's fucking mental.
We need to stream PES 2021 on TikTok. I think the world will fucking fall apart if that was the case.
Well, I've got all of the vertical plugins and stuff installed. We could do it. We could do it. Do it. Don't do it. Take a break. If you do play it, I'm joining you. There we go. We aren't playing PUBG tomorrow. Confirmed. Cheers, Tito. I appreciate the support. Thank you for making me make that decision. What a mod. Look at that. Putting himself out there for the greater good. Appreciate it, Tito. PUBG tomorrow, possibly. Split Fiction, possibly. Sunderland Till I Die, PES 21, possibly. We'll find out when we go live tomorrow, as we will when Bibby goes live tonight. But before any of that happens, is there anything else you want to add, Mr. Bib?
Yes, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for today's episode of The Scoop. We will be back next week, so if you want to help shape those shows, there is 2 ways you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Muttles across all major social media platforms, or alternatively, get involved with our Discord. Big up your brother Dave for supplying us with some news stories today. So if you want to help shape it, that's the ways that you can do it. But what time will we be live next week, Mr. Graham Day?
We will be live with the Scoopage at 10 a.m. Ish. As always, ish. For now, though, we're going to pass on a raid to one of our friends. Options could be we go see Shaw, who's playing Undisputed. We could see Nacho, who's playing some Pooby Geese. We're not sure. We'll figure it out in the end slate. For now, though, we are going to bounce. Have yourselves a beautiful day. We'll see you tonight and tomorrow morning for the gameplay streams. But until then, stay frosty.
Stay frosty.